should they have a perspective on their health coaching? Should they have a personal perspective of it before they begin?
Are you speaking about like people that are starting to be health coaches?
Yeah, people
that
who are trained to be health coaches.
Health is very broad meaning. I chose wellness because it's a state of being. Health is different for everyone. Health has its own perspectives and truth. I think being a health coach, I think that's a great way. I wouldn't consider myself a health coach. I tell people that I'm a nutrition counselor because my knowledge is nutrition based, and as a chef, I've kind of combined the two. But when I think of a health coach, I think of someone who's going to deal with the whole experience of living. So it could not just be food, it can be, your family, your actually how you're living, your job, everything in terms of like how to become, for someone who's studying to be a health coach, how to become that conduit for someone else to embrace and understand, okay, these are the aspects, these are the parts of my life, the social, the economical, the personal levels, and how do I integrate that into my well-being. So that's more like what I would think. You wouldn't necessarily, I don't know much about the particulars of a health coach program, but I would definitely think that it would incorporate all the aspects of your life instead of just the nutrition part. But of course you would have to have some nutrition knowledge. But for me, with Mary Wellness, wellness is similar to being healthy, but wellness states that everything in nature, for my interpretation, the way I prescribe the modality of my health approach is everything in nature is from you and you are from it. So you have to connect with that in order to heal yourself. And that's through what you eat and how you look at food and the body. So that's what I teach people.
Excellent, beautiful. Thank you so much. So the essential of good health may be consolidated into one word. Tell me if you agree. Balance, which is synonymous with unison, harmony. Even justice and truth kind of enter into the realm of balance, but may not be in terms specific to nutritional health. How do you balance nutrition, health, and healing?
That's a big one. Balance, nutrition, health, and healing. Nutrition is how the body responds to the environment of food. So how do we look at nutrients in the body? That's the study of how nutrients react in the body. So that's separate in terms of the knowledge base. The health, you said wellness, did you say anything?
I said health and healing.
Health and balance. You mentioned balance as well.
Yes.
So healing, I would say I'm gonna put balance away from those three words, or those three, how do you say, concepts. So nutrition and healing and health. So health is your state of how you're living, basically. Nutrition is how nutrients react in the body, and then we would have healing is how you approach nutrition and health. Okay, so you can have lots of nutrients in your body, and you can have good nutrition, but doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. You can also have good health, and not necessarily have good nutrients that you're eating, and you may not be healing. Balance encompasses all those things. So balance would be balancing your nutrients, not being too restrictive, and not being too excessive. And with food, then health and healing would be how are you looking at your life in terms of those aspects, physical, emotional, and spiritual, including which includes diet, because physical, all of it includes diet. How are you looking at that in terms of your social environment, in terms of your habits, your daily habits, and things like that? So that would be the healing aspect of it. What is your temperament, things like that. How do you relate to people? How do you connect with people? So that's the balance, is connection with all those things.
Thank you. A lot of health and wellness programs are centered from whole food intake as the end result of physical well-being and balance, simply taking care of the body and its functions, or are there other reasons the health of the body needs whole food nourishment? aside from just the simple health of the body? Are there other reasons why the body needs whole food nourishment?
Well, I'm going to go back to wellness on that. People are just not educated on wellness. Wellness for me, when I say marry wellness, and that my oldest daughter came up with that. We kind of were throwing around words of what the company was going to be called, but marrying wellness, she came up with a tagline: "Tie the knot with your body." It's almost like engaging in a lifestyle. So when you're just looking at nutrients just to fulfill yourself or get rid of an illness or balance your, body in terms of feeling better, people want to feel better. They want to be satisfied, they want to be happy, they want to be content. So when you look at nutrients in terms of just doing that, okay, how can I get on a diet? How can I start a diet? If it's paleo diet, it might be a gluten-free diet or any type of diet out there. Yeah, you're gonna have good nutrients. People are gonna tell you some great advice, but is that right for you? And when you say is that right for you, you don't want to be uneducated on how you put nutrients in your body. So a lot of people, they kind of go through these fad diets where they're not really educated on what nutrients are. And nutrients are really just energetic particles and you have to connect with nature in a way. You have to connect. I promote plant-based diet, but there's lots of ways to connect with nature. And you have to connect with yourself in a way that you understand that you are not getting anything from anywhere. You are the healer yourself. You are curing yourself. So nutrients are kind of a man-made term to say, how am I going to fulfill or satisfy or become happy with what I eat? But how is the body going to survive? How is it going to thrive? How is it going to grow? But really what it means is that you want to look at how you're relating to that in terms of connecting. Are you a person that really understands what the body needs for yourself and for your environment and for your culture to make you feel better? Or are you just taking on something that's going to be nutritious, like nutrient-dense food, something like a whole grain instead of a processed grain? Are you just doing that because someone told you to do it? Maybe you got some advice from MyPlate USDA, and you're like, oh wow, I'm really have a good diet, but I still feel bad. So that nutrients could be air is a nutrient, right? Oxygen nutrient, nitrogen is a nutrient. Water is probably the most important nutrient because your body is mostly water. So those kind of things are gonna help you take control of your health, help you balance in a lot better than just saying I'm feeding my physical body. I'm understanding my connection with nature. I'm understanding these nutrients are already inside of me, and I'm just connecting with that process. And I can eat less. I may eat 1 meal a day. I may have to live in a different environment to get those things, or I may have to get the things from my environment that are simple and holistic. And who do I get them from, and where do I get them from? It goes into like even things where you buy your food from. Corporations. Some corporations, they promote health, and I don't want to name them, but some corporations promote health, and the box or the nutrition bar looks really healthy, but it's not really good for you. It might have lots of vitamins and minerals, but it's not good for you because that person that made that product did not care about what they're putting into it, and they're actually mass producing things that don't come from good whole food sources, that are caring about the environment, that are caring about the animals. So that's all part of nutrition, nutrients.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that's definitely some extra information, which is the reason why I wanted to sit with you today, because I wanted to get some extra information from an outside source who's not necessarily in the program, but who is doing this work, to see what new things we can derive from the health industry so that we can be more holistic in our approach to the Health Coach Institute. What do you consider the most essential elements of health and nutrition for the body? What do you consider essential elements?
So, to simplify it, it would be detoxification, rebuilding, and enrichment. You could say rebuilding and repair. So those are the three most important things that I tell people that they're going to have to do in order to become well. So you have to detoxify your mind, body, and spirit. How are you going to do that with food? You have to rebuild and repair. Allow your immunity to become stronger. Allow every cell in your body, your genes to become reconstructed. How are you going to do that? You're going to do it through knowledge, you're going to do it through nutrition, and you're going to do it through actually eating the food. So That's detoxification. It's basically purification of the body, mind, and soul. And I do it through food because that's what I'm good at. But when I tell people that, they don't know what I'm talking about. But as I talk to them and tell them about food, they're like, you know what? I've been eating at the wrong times. I've been eating out too much. You know, now we understand we're connecting with process of detoxification. So now they've got to make some changes. I'm not breathing right. I feel scared. You know, those kind of things. Rebuilding is very similar. It's not really separate, but I tell them it keeps it simple for people's minds. But rebuilding is a process. It takes a long time. It's not something. This is not a quick fix. Health is not a quick fix. Balance is not a quick fix. It's something that's happened. That's a continuous. Life is a journey. Nutrition is a journey. Being well is a journey, and then the enrichment is keeping up with that. It's sustainability. It's a big thing. That's what I say. Enrich your body, enrich your mind, enrich your soul with sustainability. So if it's not accessible, I can't do it for a long period of time. Now, if you're detoxifying, yeah, okay, that's a short thing. But when you're enriching your body, you're saying this is something that I can get and it's accessible and I can do it myself. And I'm not looking at an ingredient, for example, on a label and saying, you know what, I need that supplement, but you don't know how to grow it yourself.